Hello, everyone, and welcome to GDQ Hotfix as seen on TV. I'm Nichole Goodnight, and I will be hosting the next few amazing runs for tonight's show, all based off of TV shows and or movies. Surprise! I hope you're all having a really, really good day. I have a couple of quick announcements before we dive into our first game of the night, of which there are 3. We've got 3 games for you tonight. So yippee. Prize submissions are open for SGDQ 2025. Visit gamesdonequick.com for more info. If you've got a prize that you would like to submit, go ahead and look into that. I love seeing all of the hard work that everyone puts into these prizes. They are absolutely amazing. And also, back in a Flash's Summer Speedrunning Celebration, Juneteenth will be live on the GDQ channel from June 19th to the 22nd. If you type !Juneteenth in chat for the full schedule, and you can visit gdq.gg/BAF to learn how you can join the Black in a Flash community. And with that being said, we're going to hop into our first run, which is Rise of Kong, but not in the standard boss order. No. We're going backwards. With Schmumbler, take it away.
Hey everyone. I'm Schmumbler and this is Rise of Kong. I'm actually showing off all of the lovely DLC options that you get if you get the deluxe edition of this game. You get brown, gray, blonde.
Ooh.
Lots of browns. But I'm feeling a little cute, so we're gonna go with cute. Alright, so yeah, this is the infamous Rise of Kong game that everyone has probably heard of at some point in their life. And without any further ado, I'll go ahead and get us started in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. Yeah, so like Nichole said, we're going to be doing the game basically backwards. The funny thing about this is essentially that means that we're just doing an any % run and then cleaning up afterwards. Because the any % run already skips every boss right up to the end. So if anybody happened to catch Swede when he ran this game at a GDQ mainline event, this should look a little familiar. So first off, we've got a tutorial area. We're actually playing as like Kong's mom. And wow, we do not want to get across this. So we're going through like a tutorial area where we get a bunch of text pop-ups that tell you how to play the game. But instead of wow. I'm just gonna do the leap. I don't know why we're not wanting to make this jump. Okay, and we're not wanting to make that jump.
Kong is sassy.
Yeah.
He's too cute.
Okay, there we go. Easy peasy. So yeah, starting off, already skipping stuff. That just allows us to bypass a few tutorials and a pretty windy corridor that would end up taking like 15 seconds. I'm pretty sure I just wasted a little bit more than that there, but hey, it's calm. So this also being a tutorial area is going to end with a boss fight that you cannot win. So I'm going to take advantage of these enemies here and just get myself down as low health as possible without dying. Come on. Yeah, that'll do. Those guys typically don't jump down like that. That's a surprise. Hello, friends. And now you see the red blocks there. That's a barrier that we're supposed to use a charge attack to get rid of. But instead, I'm just going to come out here and, get out of bounds. So now we get to see everything that we're not intended to see, just jumping across some collision. The funny thing about this game is that it is actually, as many times as we go out of bounds, it's actually really hard to go out of bounds in this game. There are invisible walls everywhere, and typically, if you find a way to get out of bounds, you're probably not going to be able to get back in. This is one of the very few exceptions to that. basically it seems like the only times where you're allowed to get back inbounds from an out-of-bounds spot is there's typically a gap in the invisible wall above any kind of barrier that you have to use the charge attack on. So like right over there. So that's why we're heading this way. And this saves us from going like deep underground, doing a whole cave system. All in all, I'd say about 3 to 5 minutes. So now we're on the approach to the final boss, which is Ga.
Adventuring.
Yes. So yeah, this is one of those fights that I really just don't enjoy, where even if you win, you lose. It is what it is. So we're done with that. Mama Kong is dead. Baby Kong runs off into the woods. And now we are Teenage Kong. Because Rise of Kong is the Rise of Kong. We are, in fact, playing an origin story. So if you're noticing that Kong is a little bit tinier than he's supposed to be, yeah, he is. But it's okay, because we're going to be growing up throughout the game.
You're so little.
Typically, in an any % run, you don't really get to see that mechanic because you bypass all of the triggers that cause Kong to grow. But we are going to grow to about 2 to 3 times our current size. People asking why this game is so infamous. Well, most of the gameplay is just exploring big, sprawling maps with no real direction, because... Here's your map. You can't interact with it at all. There's no indicator of where we are. Finding anything is just... Well, I mean, good luck. Okay, so we're doing this. That's fine. And it's also just filled with all of these random encounters, because this game tries to be like a Metroidvania type thing where you're encouraged to freely explore, even though there's really only one path that it wants you to take. And you get all of these random encounters that are not random, but you get what I mean, where you either destroy a bunch of nests, fight a bunch of enemies, random little tasks like that in order to gain skill points, because yeah, Kong has a skill tree. Since Mom is dead, we don't have access to any of those skills until we kill some bosses, but we will be doing at least a couple level ups. Also, typically when you get into one of those encounters, the entire arena is surrounded by a giant red barrier that stretches up into the sky. All of that there was me just climbing the cliffs on collision that you're not supposed to be able to interact with in order to get on top of that red barrier and across, which is amazingly faster than actually fighting the crabs there. So now we're at our first boss, which is the Earth Gija. Since this is the first boss, we're not ready for this yet, so I'm gonna try to get the worm to come over here. Why are you over there? Okay, that's a reload, actually. Gija is supposed to track you down. I've never actually seen her not follow me, so that's fun. Come over here. Over here. So we want her to drop a rock up here. That one broke. We're going to try again. This is the hardest trick pretty much in the whole run. So yeah, that's too low, so I'll have to do it again. If I lose time anywhere, it's always going to be here. Because not only do you need Gija to actually cooperate and go to the position where you need her, she also needs to put the rock where it needs to go, and the rock has to be at the absolute maximum verticality it can reach.
A lot that goes into that.
Yeah, she's not really cooperating right now. Like that, that's too low.
Big worm, a jerk.
Always. That would have been really good if it didn't break on me.
What made you start running this game?
Was really kind of just, well, first off, I am just very much a kaiju enjoyer, so you gotta give love to Kong and Godzilla whenever they show up, even if the games are bad, because they always are. Second off, a few friends of mine were running it. I watched Ecdysis do kind of the initial lab work, but I ran this game alongside Sweet Ola and Streetback Guy, a couple other folks, and that was really close.
Come on, Worm. I believe in you.
And yeah, it was just fun little competition. Oh, that might work.
So close.
If you all ever want to see the pain that is Kong running, this is it.
Here it is.
Yeah, like
RNG rock.
there is some stuff that you can do to like help make this more consistent, but it's never fully consistent. Okay, that one looks good. There we go. All right. Oh, that worked.
Yippee.
Just to get out of the pit. All right, so now that we've cleared the first area and gotten past Gija without killing her, now we can come back later on when we're nice and big and just kind of beat her around. Now, we just got to get to the final area. This is Area 2, which is ruled by a giant crab called King Dingus. And that is actually his name.
Good.
Yeah, so here's a little thing, another encounter where we're supposed to destroy some nests. Wow, okay. We're flying today, apparently. That's new. But yeah, hopping across things and destroying nests seems a little boring and long, so we're just gonna jump on top of the cliffs and we're already out of bounds again. And now's when we get to really take advantage of the speed tech of the game, which is just dabbing. There are two ways of moving as quickly as possible in this game. This is one of them. The other one is just sprint jumping. Both of them are significantly faster than running in general, but dashing is a little bit faster at the expense of not being able to have as much control as you would with jumping.
When you first said dashing, I did think you said dabbing, and I was like, oh no, Kong's gonna dab his. Oh, okay. All right, my reaction remains the same then. Which was, oh.
Yeah, if you watch the dash animation, the way that you note that you're able to hit the other, or hit the dash button again without getting a input delay, is as soon as he tucks his head into his elbow.
That's amazing. Speedrunning, y'all.
Okay,
the incredibly silly things that happen.
Yep. And now that we've gone basically just up and around, we're actually in a part where you're supposed to be coming back to this area from the final area. Typically, you would not be able to get here through like using any kind of skills, even if you were fully upgraded. But this allows us to bypass the 2 of the later levels and go straight to the final one. The other perk is that if you came through here the vanilla way, you'd have quite a lot of room to trek. Here, we're about halfway through the area already. So now, again, there's supposed to be like a big, long platforming thing that the game's expecting us to do. We're not going to do that, so we're going to make our own platforming challenge. All those vines, all the things, yeah, supposed to do all of that. I'm not really interested, so I'm going to try to get Kong to stand on this little ledge here to get up on this rock and jump up here. That skips the vast majority of this room. Just climb onto this vine and jump over here.
Oh, vines. Can you fall off? Like, I'm not asking you to, but like, can you fall off?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fun.
They're also extremely slow. Vine movement is basically like Kong's walking speed, but vertical. And the only way to go faster is to jump, which only makes you go faster up and down. Okay, fun glitch. So if you hit a ledge just right, you will lose all control over Kong, and the only way to correct it is to load a save. Thankfully, this game has a save anywhere function, so just save and load and you're good to go. Just another fun little quirk brought to you by Kong. Got stuck inside the dino for a little bit. Okay. Now this is another bit where typically we skip this encounter for any percent, but since I have to come back through, I'm gonna have to clear the encounter anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that now since the trigger's at the start, and I don't wanna go all the way back just to start the fight again. Yeah, combat in Kong is not great. You have other moves that you get by getting your abilities from the different bosses, but nothing ever ends up beating the DPS of just your standard combo. Okay, now this guy is pretty strong and it's really hard to stun it. So rather than trying to take it on head to head, I'm just gonna throw rocks at it from a safe spot. This ends up saving me a lot of time because otherwise I'm the one that gets stun locked. And this is going to be kind of a trend for this game. Throwing rocks is just really overpowered. Not only is it about as strong as your regular attacks, but it also can hit multiple enemies at a time. So if you're able to get your enemies grouped up together, you can just throw rocks and hit all of them. Now, you might notice that this combat section is not cleared yet. That is because there's actually an enemy down here that gets stuck behind the barrier. And this is the main reason why we usually try to just skip this fight. Because you can hit the enemy through the barrier, but only on the combo finisher. Anyway, now that that's done, we can go on to Ga once again, except this time actually win. Now this is the final boss. Ga is pretty strong and has a lot of health, so we're not going to fight fair here. I'm going to come over to this corner, and being in this spot just completely breaks Ga's AI. So Ga is just going to sit there and take all of these rocks to the face. So here we go. Final fight. Just rock, 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 rock. Oh no, phase 2, so scary. We get one roar, we're stunned for a couple seconds, and back to chucking rocks. Like I said, rocks is gonna be the name of the game for most of this run. Ga is far from the only abusable boss fight. In fact, the great thing about this run, about doing reverse boss order, is that technically we are fighting the bosses in order of easiest to hardest, because the only boss that you cannot abuse is Gija. All right, so now that we're done with the game, we can start going backwards, and yeah, so that took a little, like about 19 minutes for us to clear. It's gonna take us about another 20 minutes just to get to the next boss.
An adventure?
Yeah. So the way the game is set up is we have all of these different shortcuts that are like ability gated behind your power-ups. But since we skipped all of the bosses, we still don't have any of those. So the closest path to the previous area is to actually find our way back to zone 2 and then work our way through zone 3 and 4 normally. There's still going to be a lot of shenanigans to get there because technically speaking, we do not have a path that our abilities would allow us to use to go back at all. If I climb this cliff, I actually get to just hop over here. Oh, shoot. Okay, that is not where I thought it was. That's fine. Kong's a slippery little guy.
Slippery little guy?
Yeah. That's one of the areas where there's a giant invisible wall that's supposed to gate you in, but you're so high at that part of the map that you can just get on top of it. It's okay, it's only a short walk.
He's so happy.
Yeah.
I love that for him.
Ooh, nice, landed on the tree. I wish I could keep the combat cam the whole time. Having it zoomed out like that is so helpful. All right, we're back. be a little more careful there. All right. Yep, so we're gonna hop down over here. Weirdly enough, this is like the one encounter where the trigger is just like absurdly high. So even going above the area, I still trigger it. However, this is also one of the few encounters that does not have a barrier on the other side. So I'm just gonna run over to the end. The only thing that this encounter gates us from is that it actually like causes bridge to fall down to allow you to walk up, but there's plenty of little divots in the cliff face to just jump up on our own. I mean, he is. He's just a little guy. Look at him.
He is just a little guy.
The little dino nuggies are barely shorter than he is.
He's kind of perfect, actually. Flawless, 10 out of 10.
You'll also see me switch between the dash and the jump in a lot of spaces just because whenever you're dashing, things can go wrong. Sometimes it's better to have the control that you have with jumping, especially in like very close quartered areas where you can bump into a lot of collision. Because not only does that stop your charge, but if you hit an enemy, you also get like hit stunned for a couple seconds. Also, we've had plenty of dinos, now it's time for spiders.
I prefer not those, thank you.
Yeah. So here's a fun little bit where we're supposed to ground pound in order to get into a cave, but, you know, they made this pretty climbable. So we're just gonna come over this way, and this area looks a little familiar. We're now way above where we first entered the zone. So Nichole, are you a Kong fan?
I actually haven't seen a ton of movies, but I've seen a lot of the games, and they all seem really, really fun. Like, I know you mentioned that not the games are not good, but at least with watching them, they always seem entertaining.
Yeah. You know, there's the Peter Jackson King Kong game, which, from what I've heard, is actually a legitimately fun action-adventure game. But it's also extremely broken, and there are speedruns of that too, though much longer than this game, because it is still mission-based and has an internal structure.
I don't know, they seem charming. I guess that's the
Yes.
the better way to put it. Like, you'd have a good time with them.
Oh, yeah. And Kong at least gets the benefit of having video game adaptations that aren't just another fighting game. That's been the curse for Godzilla for the past several console generations. Nobody wants to make any kind of Godzilla game other than just 3D Arena Fighter. All right, so we are doing a little bit of backtracking in this area too, but it's because the spawn point for, well, the exit to the next area and the spawn point for the boss of the area are actually weirdly close to the start. So we backtrack to where we have the encounter to break the nests, except that's no longer active. And we're going to hop out of bounds on the cliff face again, but this time we're going to go back towards the start. All of the areas in this game are shockingly long, and you'll get to see that when we get to the caves. But you won't know it for any other place because we just get to do this kind of BS. So yeah, I'm now behind the trigger to go back to the first area. And now that I'm back here, I can just jump my way up towards the end. There's like these pink rocks over here, kind of have a beachy vibe. That's Dingus's lair. So I do want to swing a little left just to be safe because you can get stuck in between the pink rocks and the cliff and not be able to move. But we're through, and now it's on to the forest. Now, in the All Bosses run, we come here already having a couple abilities, most important being the Strong Attack, which allows you to break down a shortcut barrier that you should only have access to going the opposite direction. That actually allows you to get straight to the end of the area, but since we don't have access to that at this point, for reverse boss order, Kong actually gets to do most of the forest vanilla. The one caveat is we do skip a bit there by jumping on some palm trees that we're not supposed to be able to. And then jump up here, basically the opposite direction of how you're supposed to go. And that does shave off probably about half of the area. So now we have another mandatory combat area. It's impossible to avoid this one, unfortunately. But the good thing is that the only actual mandatory enemies to kill are the raptors, not the nuggies. There we go. Now we've got skill points. I'm going to go ahead and use those to unlock stronger and faster rocks. So this game did get a patch at some point. I am playing the 1.0 release, and in the 1.0 release, skills do help a little bit, but they are almost imperceptible. But it does still save time, so we still do it. The other thing is, and the main reason why I'm playing on 1.0, is the patch actually very heavily nerfs Kong's basic combo. The last attack comes out much slower and has a lot more end lag, and effectively like halves your damage output. It does also make just like some weird random changes to the environment, I guess, to make it look a bit prettier. But nothing in that regard affects the gameplay for a speedrun. Alright, so we are approaching the lair of the third boss, which is not what we want to fight yet. So we're going to skip it by... don't push me into the trigger, please. Wow, I'm getting stun locked to all hell. Trying to jump on the tree without getting hit. Okay, there we go. Almost dead, but alive. So yeah, the cutscene trigger is right there. So just cutting this one corner prevents the boss from spawning and allows us to just leave. And now we're in the caves. This is the home of Oyak, the Spider Queen.
I would say these are really pretty, but you did say Spider Queen, and so...
Well, I'm glad you enjoy it because you're going to see most of them.
Oh, yay!
You would think that an area that has so many cliffs and rocky faces would be pretty easy to get out of bounds, but they went absolutely ham with the invisible walls in this area, and I have to get most of the way through it just to find an area where you can clip out. So yeah, this section is about as vanilla as the speedrun ever gets. Also, lots of spiders. If they hit you, they stun you. The little ones aren't nearly as bad as the big ones. I guess it's not really a cave if you can see the sky, but whatever, I guess.
You know, that's a very good point.
This is also an area where I pretty much always prefer jumping over dashing because there's so many twists and turns, there's so many enemies everywhere that you could bump into. I'd much rather be a tiny bit slower and be able to handle all of that stuff than try to pinball my way through. You do get one small little skip here, except we just slid right off like we were covered in Vaseline. That's fine. Sometimes Kong's a little slippery. There we go. Oh, are you kidding me?
Slippery little guy.
That's another new one. I've never been sniped off the cliff by a baby.
All the fun things you can say in video games.
True. God, those little things sure are aggressive. Okay. Let's see. Do a little bit of a skip here. We're gonna jump up onto this cliff face. Oops. You guys really aren't wanting to let me do this, are you? There we go. So jumping along that cliff face allows us to skip a whole cave system again, where we'd have to go through like this big rock there. In the all bosses route, you have the leap ability here, which makes that jump significantly easier, but it's still pretty well doable without it. Here, there's technically two paths you could take. I could just go straight, which is the easier path, but this is a little quicker. Regardless of how that may have looked. Just cuts a bit of a wide turn. I also love the comment of, there's no way someone played this enough to speedrun it. Let me tell you something. So, when I first played this game, my casual playthrough, guess how many of the game's 5 bosses I beat? And I was not glitch hunting, just to be clear. Just naturally exploring and finding where I could go and fighting what I found. I fought 2 of the game's 5 bosses. This is the kind of game where your casual playthrough is a speedrun.
That's amazing.
Are you kidding me? But yeah, the first thing I found in the first area was a shortcut that takes you from area 1 to the cave.
I like that you just found them.
Also, we're finally close to where I can actually clip fully out of bounds.
Oh, does that mean we're closer to the big spider?
It does.
Oh, yippee.
Yep, so this is one of 2 possible spots to clip out. It is significantly harder than the other one, but it's earlier on and saves roughly a minute compared to the other one, so I'm gonna give it at least a try, and if it doesn't work out, then I'll just go to the other one. Hey Kong, you wanna do the thing?
He's just a baby. You gotta be nice to him.
Okay, I saw you stand on it for a second there. It'd be great if you give this one more go. I don't know why this is so finicky. Okay. Yep, we're just going to the other one. It's fine. Yeah, here's our other area. So here I just get on top of this mushroom. And just climb up, and now we're out. So much easier. And now that we're out, you can see down there another encounter where you'd have to destroy a bunch of nests. You can also see just how twisty and windy this whole area is. We don't want any of that.
Literally none of it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Even after you're done with all of that, there's another spot where you drop down into a deeper cave and have to climb your way out. It is so long. Doing what we're doing here literally saves over 10 minutes. just fun little things, fun little Kong facts. You can also clearly tell by how the collision is shaped up here that you are not intended to be here. Hong Kong. There we go. Again, this area is much easier with the leap ability, but we have to make do without. Such a slidey boy. Okay, I'm gonna save just in case I get stuck here because that is a potential. There we go. All right, second try's not bad. Now we have our final descent towards the spider's lair. Casually, I would say that this is probably actually the hardest fight of the game, because there's so many support enemies. But for the speedrun, rather than engaging with any of it, you can just climb out of bounds right here and conveniently hide behind this rock. And
oh, amazing.
Yep, you have enough time to launch 10 rocks between knockdowns. There is a phase change where Oyak is supposed to switch areas. I'm also using my cheap controller that does not have great sensitivity on the right stick, so bear with me.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
I just recently had a controller issue, so I feel you.
No, phase change will be after this. Yep, there's the music change.
Get rid of her. We don't like her.
So yeah, she's gonna try to come over and change her location, but I guess she sees us hiding behind the cliff and gets scared and runs back. And it just begins again. And there we go. There's Oyak.
Yippee!
We've now unlocked the ground pound, which is an ability that we will literally never use. Actually kind of funny because for us to backtrack here, we should need to use it. Because there's the big glowing red thing, right? Except there's no collision. There's actually several of those scattered throughout the game where there's just no collision and you can just jump through them. I think that is actually how I managed to not do a boss on my casual playthrough. But now at this point, we're doing the caves backwards, which thankfully is much faster than going forward through them. This is also the point where we're actually gonna start hitting the rest of the bosses pretty quick. Already back to familiar territory. Look at all that stuff that we skipped by just jumping up onto this cliff. Thankfully, devs included an intended backtrack shortcut here where you can just jump off this cliff.
Amazing.
Don't know why we stopped sprinting, but that's fine. I was just feeling cute.
Feeling so cute.
Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but we are actually a little bigger than what we were.
We've grown just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
No longer a little guy.
No longer the smallest of guys, but still pretty little.
Love this for him.
Also, I mentioned earlier that going backwards through the boss order is kind of like going easiest to hardest.
Mm.
So yeah, if you're wondering why Oyak was harder than Ga, it's because you had to actually platform to do the fight instead of, just running into a corner. And if you're curious how the Death Runners, which is our next boss, are going to up the ante, it's because there's 3 of them. That's it.
It's a lot of them, actually.
This is also a pretty notorious fan favorite part, so might have a little something for the audience here. Those who aren't very familiar with the game might still know about the game solely because of reporting done in a particular cutscene. This boss fight is the origin of that. They really went all out with the animation in this game. So much movement.
Like, it looks nice. Like, visually, it's very nice.
Oh, is it not this? Is it the death one? Oh no, I thought that was the JPEG.
Oh my gosh, the JPEG, are we close? I'm so excited.
Okay, so anyway, all this fight is you get up on top of the rock and then you start tossing. Because, rock hits multiple enemies at once, so there's 3 bosses. Makes it easier for ourselves. The Omega boss does have more health, so it'll still be alive at the end, but then we can just jump down and finish it off a little quicker than just tossing rocks. That's the other bit that makes this actually harder. Only if you want it to be. There it is. Yes, so our lovely cutscene there is, in fact, just a JPEG of an earlier scene thrown at the screen for a brief moment.
You love to see it.
Okay, talk about getting stuck unintentionally. Well, now that they're done, we have to head back to Dingus. The only problem is that the shortest path is the shortcut next to the exit to the caves that you take out with a charge attack, and, well, guess who gives you the charge attack? It's Dingus. So we actually have to still go all the way back down the mountain the regular way, but it's okay. It doesn't take terribly long.
We're on an adventure.
Another adventure. Except the funny thing is, on the way up, there's dinos everywhere. On the way back down, there's just nothing.
That's good.
Just peace and tranquility.
Peace, quiet, tranquility, nothing
Perfect
bad.
for a Friday night. I guess one nice thing is that I actually get to take the path back the intended way. I also love when people think that I'm joking about Dingus's name.
I do love that his name is Dingus.
He is the king of Dingus.
It does bring me such joy. And he's royalty. Amazing.
Yeah, I think everyone is, other than the worm. The worm is just Earth Gija. But then you have Queen Oyak, you have the Death Runners Council, King Dingus, and then Ga, who's just like the overlord of the entire Skull Island. All right, we're back to Dingus's lair. Let's go say hi.
Hi, Dingus. In just a moment.
So yeah, Dingus throws rocks. If you get close to him, he will stun lock you and run away. So not only is this the safest strat for him, but it's also by far the fastest. Unlike him, we know how to hide behind other rocks. Now you're probably wondering, if we're just cheesing the fight again, what makes it harder than Death Runners? And to that I say, there's only one reason. And it's that he actually moves. Everybody else just kind of sits there and takes it. But Dingus actually tries to get away.
Oh, Dingus.
Unfortunately for him, there's cheese spots on every side of the map, so it's still very one-sided. All right. Dingus is down. That just leaves one more fight.
Goodbye, Dingus.
Time to go take out the worm that caused us so much grief at the start.
Yeah, he was kind of a jerk.
Yeah, and thankfully the path back is much quicker than the path to get here. All right, there's that. Yeah, that really goes to show just how close Dingus is to the start of the level. But now we're back here. We can't just jump back into the pit and start the fight. We have to actually go to the trigger again. So I have to come down this way first. And then also, like I said, Dingus is the one fight that is actually not cheesable. So there is a setup that we can do to make it a little easier. This next attack, he just throws a rock, and we're going to try to take advantage of that rock. Get to throw another one here. When Gija hits the rock, it stuns it. So now that we have both rocks out, Gija should go straight into another spin attack, stun itself again, and right into phase 2. And this should be a quick phase 2 because I respect my stats to have stronger base attack. Yeah, I've never seen Gija's health this low this early. Do a roar to interrupt that travel. And there we go. That's time.
Yippee! GG!
So there you have it. There is every boss in Rise of Kong beaten backwards.
That's so big now. So large.
Yeah, we're actually bigger than the rock. We used to be smaller than this.
We were smaller than that rock. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for this run. Do you have anything you'd like to shout out?
I guess really just shout out to the people that made learning this game and running this game so much fun. So big shout out to Sweetola, Streetback Guy, Ecdysis, Joker. All of y'all were really great to hang around doing this game. And thank you for letting me show off a category that not only does not have an official leaderboard category, but that currently I'm the only one that does. So if anybody wants, a free world record, come check it out.
Of course, I was very excited when you gave this as a suggestion, so thank you for suggesting it. It made me very happy. Chat, though, we will be back momentarily, but first, the annual Sonic Hotfix event is back with Sonic and the Sega All-Stars, live on June 14th and 15th at 12 p.m. Eastern. This year, we're expanding beyond Sonic Speedrunners to include other iconic Sega franchises. If you type !Sonic in chat, you can get the full schedule and let us know what you're excited to see. And that being said, we're going to take a quick break before our next run, so stand up, stretch, get something to drink, and we will be right back. Welcome back to As Seen on TV on GDQ Hotfix. I hope you had a good little break. Hope everyone's doing well. We've got a couple more amazing games for you all today. Speaking of Hotfix, are you curious what's coming up on Hotfix, including the next 2 amazing runs? You can check out this week's schedule and explore our full season lineup at gdq.gg/hotfix. With that being said, let's dive into our next run, which is going to be Lego Indiana Jones, The Original Adventures with the Sag Bean. Go ahead and take it away.
All right. Welcome, everyone. This is Lego Indiana Jones, The Original Adventures, banger game based on a banger film trilogy. The Lego community, since a lot of the games are based off of a series of movies, we sometimes have smaller categories for individual movies. So this time you will just be seeing the category for Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And with me on commentary, I got...
Oh, hi, y'all. I am Megats. I also go by Megan. I'm I'm a PC runner for this game. I've been running it for, well, I took a 4-year break, but I'm back. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm very new to this. I played this game casually for the first time like 4 months ago, but I picked up the speedrun and I now have the console world record for this category, so you're gonna get to see the fastest of the fast. And now with that being said, I'm gonna count down from 3, 2, 1, and when I say go, that's when the timer will start. Also have my own timer running. So, okay, player 2 is not called in. That's good. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
All right. Thank you. So, with this speed run, as Willie Scott would say, anything goes. So, as we stated before, the kind of general gist of Lego games is you cover a few movies. The gameplay's really easy because dying just makes you lose some money, which is studs. They don't play a role in the run, but that's, and a second player can drop in and drop out at any time without breaking the flow of gameplay, which is utilized heavily, as you can see by my controller setup. Also, just for fun, I brought an audience here with me. They may look familiar if you've played this game. So, you want to explain what a drop-in warp is?
Yeah, of course. So, I'm on a slight delay here, so I'm just gonna predict the gameplay here as it happens, but Sag is about to do a drop-in warp. By panning the camera and positioning correctly with player 1, and that's going to trick the player 2 AI into thinking that it can go somewhere that it can't. And because Indy is sort of like poisoned in this scene, Indy can't normally jump up to this stage, and that skips the entire sort of like mini boss fight in this room.
This next room, I don't actually remember how to do this casually. It's only been a few months, so I just know we have to rebuild that car, but we skip all of it with some very intricate parkour. I'm using a few things here like buffered inputs and taking note of where there's collision, and right here we hit the trigger for the next room. Now you can explain the box dupe while I try and not die.
Yeah, this is probably the most stressful trick in Shanghai Showdown. Willie has a slower pickup animation for this box here, which means that if Sag picks up the box with Willie and then quickly switches off of it, they can actually dupe the box and get 2 of them instead of 1, which is needed to build the motor for the plane here. This occurs I think twice in any percent. It's very, very useful tech.
Oops. Okay, I got a funny angle here, but this box stoop in particular is like super painful because you saw that there were a bunch of those dudes with guns trying to shoot at me. So normally I don't go and defeat them all, but for the sake of marathon safety, I went ahead and did that. But these guys have caused like a lot of resets. And a full any percent, you're probably gonna just take out all the guys. But for an individual movie run, you know, you can go ahead and take that time save. And I see somebody asking why in Spanish, and the reason is because that's what my console is set to. Although I think it'd be extremely funny if in a game where none of the characters speak, the language would actually matter. Like, yeah, they grunt faster.
Yeah, the voice acting completely changes.
Yeah, it turns out there's like a secret Danish dub.
The next split coming up is Pancot Secrets. And Pancot Secrets starts with one of the longest continuous like 1P2C sections in LIJ. So we're going to see Sag using both characters at the same time. Really just like a bread and butter technique for all of these TT Lego games. And very impressive when executed. It's one of the best things about running these games.
Yeah, it might turn you away at first, and I know it kind of had me feeling a little bit nervous, but over time I've grown to really love it, and it makes it stand out from like other speedruns. Some of the later games, like the Lego Marvel games or the Lego movie games, they actually have split screen, so the 1P2C is a lot more difficult, but in these earlier games, it's not so bad. Now this cutscene right here, this guy is my favorite guy in the entire game. I just need you to listen to this speech.
Bro is spitting.
I want everyone to know my TV is currently muted, so I didn't even hear him speak, like at or you know. Anyways, and then Indy looks all smug, like he came up with the most genius idea to use elephants. I like how how smug he is in this game. Anyways, 1P2C time.
So normally in this room, the player is supposed to guide these elephants to the very entrance of the like, I guess, palace. And there's a weighted pressure plate that the elephants can stand on to open a gate. But because of a trick called a super jump, we are able to just ignore the elephants after landing that first jump up to this platform. And that allows this room to be a lot faster than casual strats.
I took a death there, but that's fine. I was too focused on Indy and not enough on Willy there. Right here, I gotta be careful when I trade this banana with the monkey, because if I'm moving or if I'm too far away, like the key bounces around and it could kind of mess with Indy's ability to take it. So you're gonna see the super jump right here. Even like top level runners struggle with this, so...
yeah, this super jump is terrible. So basically what Sag is doing here is that the game, if player 2 ever gets stuck, the game will try to transport player 2 to the nearest solid ground that they've been standing on. So by walking up on this slope with player 1, we can trick the game into like warping Indy through the wall. And then if we generate lag by opening the PS3 menu at a precise time, Indy will catch collision on the ground and stay out of bounds.
Yeah, this is a technique called alt-tabbing, since most people run this on PC, and I mean, this has the same effects as an alt-tab, so, I mean, what do you really call it then, you know? Yeah, I'm really struggling with this. I tend to get this in like 2 tries, but that's just marathon luck for you, so...
This is a level that it's just never sure if a run is going to make it past.
Yeah, we could be here for a little bit. So even though my PB is like a 26-minute time, it's things like these that made me put like a 40-minute time because it's just you never really know. Temple of Doom is like a very unsafe segment of the game. So that's
now once we do get out of bounds on this level, out of bounds movement works pretty interestingly in these TT games, where as long as Sag is moving, they will not lose verticality. They will stay like level with where they are, so they can walk underneath the like collision of the level without falling and dying and respawning.
I do promise to everyone in the chat that this is not that difficult and that I usually do not take this many attempts. Like my PB gets this like second try, and like every single one of my PBs like has also gotten this second try, but it is a very intimidating skip. So if you want to run this game, like don't feel discouraged, because you can see right here, as I said before, I have console world record and I'm still like struggling with this. This is one of those cases, like, I live by the mentality that, like, every speedrun category has something that's really painful about it. Like, you're not going to find a perfect speedrun category. You're just going to have to, like, deal with it in one way or another. Also, yeah, I got it. In this case, it's nice to eventually get it. In this case, that was the thing that sucks about this category.
So to sort of explain what's happening in the film right now, so Indy, Willie, and Short Round are sort of like crash landed, and they have found this like mysterious palace that is sort of like suddenly caused like a famine. It's a very interesting film. This entire palace section in the speedrun is actually basically just one out of bounds trick that lasts the entire room. And we're going to see that in this right after this cutscene.
This is probably one of the biggest cases of screw this level that I've seen in a speedrun. Like, I think it was Megat's that said, like, this is the biggest disrespect that we show in the game, and yeah, this is very much...
it's baffling what we do here.
Very much a definition of ignoring the developer's hard work. During no mic streams, I've actually typed in chat during this segment, since you just move. You don't need to jump, at least not yet. These guys will never try and attack you, so you get to watch them do whatever it is they do.
Yep, just trying to maintain good lines here, and then towards the end of the out of bounds, there's a little bit of precise movement to hit the trigger here.
What? Can okay, hold on a second, hold on.
Ooh.
There we go.
Okay, nearly popped back in bounds there. Wouldn't have been ideal, but...
yeah, no, if I pop back in bounds, I'd have to, like... It's basically a run reset, or I guess in this case, a level reset, which it also means going back to the super jump. So, yeah, it's pretty rare for me to pop back in bounds nowadays, but sometimes I get a little hasty. So I think this is going to be our first instance of like a proper lag clip without the context of a super jump.
Yes.
You can explain that while I try and do the clip.
Oh my goodness. It's just fascinating. If you generate lag in this game, especially while like hitting things that are like breakable objects in this game, they tend to push you into the wall. And when you re-tab in, the game will just treat you as if you're out of bounds. So it often requires a very precise angle. But yeah, it does allow us to get out of bounds in virtually every room. If we want to get out of bounds, we can find a way.
Yeah, and I did see somebody talk about 1P2C on PlayStation controllers. The common setup is to use, I think people use a controller for player 1, and then when it's time for player 2, they use a keyboard. But in this case, I have to use PlayStation controllers, which you might think like, okay, trying to do 1P2C on a controller sounds awful, but it's not that bad since all we do is use like the face buttons and the left stick. So it's really manageable. I don't really, you know. And yeah, that was a very interesting 2-2. One of the 2-2s of all time. But it only goes up from here.
Yeah, the next level is called Temple of Kali. Kali has only 2 rooms in it that we play in this category. And the first room is all about like pretty precise platforming to hit a good cycle. And then the second room is like a mini boss fight for the film. It's also like one of the shortest opening cutscenes in any level.
Yeah, they don't even bother like looking at what happened. It just skips to Willie being taken, and then they're like, let's go save the day. All right, come on, easy jump. This jump's easy. Yes, and yes, I'm gonna make the cycle. Again, those jumps are not difficult. It's just missing them is really punishing because of this cycle right here. I think there's a slightly faster cycle, but I go for this one.
Each cycle is 8 seconds. And the cycle is determined by that last bar that Sag is holding on to. So yeah, if you miss those jumps even like once, you can throw off 8 seconds in a run, which is very, very punishing.
I find a bit of leniency with missing the jump once if you're quick enough to try it again. This lag clip's a little painful, by the way, because like the trigger and where like I'm able to move, it's like, okay, I'm gonna use my hand. If this is the area I can stand, the trigger is like right here where this finger is, so it's kind of tough to reach without like risking falling, and you know. This next part is
my favorite. Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say this next part has some fun 1P2C for the left side, and then some fun jumps on the right side with short round. You can say what you were gonna say.
I was just gonna say that for sure some of my favorite parts about 1P2C in LEGO games is that you really do have to just like make up hand positions for yourself, and everyone sort of just has their own internal system for how they do it. It's the most common 1P2C setup is controller keyboard, but obviously on console runs that is not an option. And so that brings a unique element to running on console. There are also a couple of console differences in this run specifically between the PS3 and Wii version and the PC, Xbox, and PS2 version, I think.
Yeah, that's correct. So
nice.
The Wii and PS3 version, just for whatever reason, there's a few like out of bounds collision things that are different. The Raiders of the Lost Ark segment has this thing, like it shows that trait way more than Temple of Doom does. For Last Crusade, I'm not sure. One of those differences was actually where the elephants spawn in the Pankot Secrets, I think it's called. They spawn in a different spot on PS3. I'm forgetting what I'm supposed to do here. I'm too focused on my explanation.
Yeah, so for the boss fight, you trigger these 2 statues here with the hat that the white enemy drops. And then once you have those statues triggered, the panels here will set on fire just like that. And trigger the next phase of the boss fight. Satch getting like really unlucky here with no other might not end up mattering. There's no other white enemies spawning. I've never seen it happen this long.
Am I like soft locked or something? Please, just have somebody spawn in. Okay, there we
try
go.
killing that other enemy there. Some more enemies spawn. Yeah, there we go.
Wait, did the hat just despawned?
Oh, we got a hat despawn too. Oh wow, this is a Kali moment. Oh, holy moly!
This is the run of all time. Wow. Console world record
All right,
holder,
there
by
we
the
go.
way. I have the console record. In case I didn't mention that. Yeah, you can imagine this this run is like really the Temple of Doom segment of the game is really prone for resetting if you're pretty much not safe anywhere, basically. Something can go wrong in Pankot. Shanghai is pretty painful with the last room. And then this room usually does not go as bad as it did. Like, but you know, what happened, you know, marathon luck, basically. Next up is Free the Slaves. This one's gonna be, hopefully this one goes well.
Yeah, Free the Slaves is a very fascinating. It's like a very movement heavy level. We'll see a drop and warp right at the start that is not too dissimilar to the drop and warp that we saw at the very beginning of the run, except instead of getting up on a stage, we're going to be dropping in player 2 on the other side of a wall. And then after that, we're really just taking advantage of Willie's jump height to skip segments of the level that involve freeing these children from captivity.
Yeah. I totally forgot one thing I wanted to mention during the 1P2C discussion is, although 1P2C on any controller may sound a little more tedious than keyboard and controller, I just want to shout out that there are people that have done 1P2C on the Wii for like different Lego games. So you can imagine how that must feel because they have to use the Wii nunchuck.
The Wii also has... Oh, go ahead.
You go first.
The Wii also has a very interesting mechanic where you can build things faster and interact with things faster if you shake your controller. So already using a Wiimote and nunchuck in one hand, and then you have motion controls added in as well.
Also, this movement I'm gonna do saves like a second. And the reason I'm not going down there instantly is because I sometimes find that the child gets like stuck. So that me staying up there makes sure that it doesn't happen. So that little movement saves like maybe a second. I just like doing it because it's fun to flex. Oh yeah, this is a pixel jump. I got it like instantly. Wow.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that wall has really horrible collision. So if you jump up into it, you can find a pixel that just lets Willie gain a bunch of height.
Now this is
now this room. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you go first. You can explain it better.
Sure. This room is pretty 1P2C heavy with the strategies that Saj Bean uses. Well, he usually is, no matter what. But basically, with one player, they're doing a platforming puzzle to damage the Maharaja. That's the kid in red clothes. The Maharaja will heal the boss if you get the boss down to 1 heart. So we need to damage the Maharaja first. Once a short round there, once in the middle, and then again with Willie at the end.
Got stuck and I couldn't get my jump height. So I have to go back. I also have to move Willie back because of the camera. Not the end of the world, but you know, it's annoying.
One of the underrated things about 1P2C is how it does just like constantly ruin your camera angle if you don't do it the same every time.
Also, this stack of boxes that Willie is up on top of right now, it's completely different on PC, PS2, and Xbox. Like, they are not arranged in this shape for some reason. I don't know why. It's one of the weirdest differences in this game. But
yeah, it actually prevents us from being able to get up to that top ledge.
And now this is how they indicate that the Maharaja is no longer under the influence of whatever magic the Thuggy uses. It's just a smile. Nothing to see here.
And no more evil black goop or whatever was floating. So now by swapping in this cutscene, Sag is able to pick up a bomb and
too late.
Maybe missed the first one there. Yeah, and then the bomb can only hit and deal damage while the boss has the boulder in their hands.
Apart from a short round dropping there, that was like a really good free the slaves. So I'm really glad to know that I still got it. Because I got my current record like 2 days ago, and then the next stream was me running a different game, and I thought like I'll be fine. I feel like I'm in shape, and this happened. I don't know how far that was off gold. And now, let's see. Escape from the mines. This one's gonna be fun. So I'll once again let you explain this because this is one that I really got to focus in on.
Yes. Originally, this room, you have to repair a minecart, and then it'll play a little cutscene before the kind of a iconic minecart sequence in the film. But with a precise like lag clip here off this mailbox, we can get out of bounds. And then with another precise jump that really has like not so lenient timing, we can hit a trigger out of bounds that
easy
skips the entire puzzle and the cutscene. Yeah, so just like that.
It's just that easy. So many runners you'll find use Indiana Jones to set that up, but the other PS3 runner of this game, Infinite Rift, I found that he used Wille, and I tried copying his setup for a bit, but I just could not figure it out. I probably should have like asked him like, hey, how do you do this? But I did ask some help in the Lego server, and I was still not able to figure it out. So for a while, I just had to lose like a minute or so to Infinite Rift's time. But then he taught me it, and that skip is kind of difficult to learn, but I actually made a tutorial vid on it recently because the visual cues make it like really easy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Also, I'm probably going to gold this segment.
I think there are 3 will users, and everybody else that I know who runs this game uses Indy for that. With Indy, you have to do a precisely spaced jump as well, because Indy jumps lower, but gets a double jump.
Yeah, women in this game, as the game says, ladies are more nimble and jump higher. So, okay.
Which is really true IRL too.
Yeah, I can confirm this. And wow, that was a really good escape the mines. Like, that was really good.
Yeah,
I think I think that's gonna be a gold. Yep, that was a gold. Oh, I'm not beating that for a while. And now finally, battle on the bridge. So, yet another reason that I extended the that I have like a 40-minute estimate, because this level's not like prone to like. This level doesn't have stuff like the super jump or the risk of popping in that you saw in Pankot Palace, but it still has tricks that might take me like a couple tries. It has like one trick. Also, I don't know why I was setting up for 1P2C. So in this segment, as well as the boulder scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark, if you get caught by the obstacle chasing you, the game just lets you continue anyways. And you're probably thinking, what's the point of actually outrunning the obstacle? There's an artifact, otherwise known as a mini kit. That's your reward. So it's the game saying skill issue. And now here's the bush clip, if you want to explain that.
Yeah, so for some reason they have a little thing that you can do with this game where you can hide in bushes and walk around in them. I don't really think it ever comes into play for gameplay, but in speedrunning it does allow you to clip through certain walls.
I am really silly.
Oh. It is important to grab 2 swords there, The ending of the level is still doable with one, but it will be losing some time just to cycle skip that we can do in the boss fight.
This clip
Don't know
is a
why
little
Short Round was
precise.
creeping there.
I've like experimented with it a little and like found stuff like tried coming up with stuff like VSync might affect it or the character. But that setup I use is mostly consistent, but you know, still a bit of a uncertain strat. Now here's the final difference between PS3 and Wii and then the other three versions. Right here, there's just no collision on this set of rocks. On PC, Xbox 360, and PS2, there is. You can't do this. We don't know why the game's like this, where two consoles are different, but it just is.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of those across, or like a couple more across any percent, where you can just sort of walk out of bounds where you otherwise can't.
Yeah, so now Mola Ram, since we're surrounded, the only way out is to cut the bridge. And that's where sword cycle skips come into play. Woohoo!
Yeah, so we see there are 4 corners that have these sort of yellow targets on them. And if you click the special button, you're able to throw your sword at these corners. If you throw 2 swords at once and they collide at the same time, you can skip a cycle of Molaram coming down and fighting you, which means that you can kill him technically in only 3 hearts. However, is easier said than done.
Wow, that is really unlucky. They just despawned, like they didn't even...
Wait, what?
Wow. This boss battle hates me. I got double sword cycle skips on one run, and I never managed to pull anything good out of this again.
Moment. What in the
Okay,
world?
I got the cycle skip, sort of. I mean, I'm not saving time, but you know. Oh yeah, timing's gonna end soon, by the way. That might have been good to mention. Oh, there's a guy right here.
Yeah, right at the end of this boss fight, time over.
When you see the UI disappear, that's when you can stop the timer. So all I have to do is cut 2 more ropes, and Mola Ram is no more. So the auto-targeting system does not help with this either, nor the fact that the characters automatically put away their swords. Like right there, like what Willie gracefully decided to do. She decided to just put away the sword. She didn't see the need for a sword fighting against this guy. But it's okay, because we're gonna end the run right now.
GG.
Nice. Okay, so 30:35. So still hit the estimate by 10 minutes. There were a couple things that came to mind. For example, like I said, popping back in would have meant like having to restart like the whole level probably. The minecart level can actually soft lock. There are 2 known soft locks on the minecart sequence, and one of them, the targets, you just can't can't hit them. And then the other soft lock that we know about is the minecarts just stop moving, which looks really funny, but it's not funny when you lose your run. Also, I love how Indian Short Round just pulled off those stupid dance moves right after sending a man to be fed to crocodiles.
Also, those crocodiles are
games.
adorable. Those are really good
Yes.
crocodiles. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, you guys are going to be really ahead of schedule here. So, Megat's, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, if anybody is in the chat and thinks this game looks cool, it is. Our Discord is very active and very useful, and Lego was my first like speed game, and I love it, and I would love for more people to do it. So get in here.
Yeah, these Lego games, like, I've only run this game so far, but when I come back, I do plan on running many more Lego games. And the reason I say come back is because I won't be able to stream for like 2 months because I'm going to be away at a job. And the whole time, like, I'm just going to be thinking like, I'll be running some stuff offline, but I'll be thinking like, I can't wait to, oh, my capture card cut out. That's
No.
I mean, it's not like it matters because the run's over, but, you know, I'll definitely be like excited to play other stuff again, including, I mainly want to run the Lego Star Wars games.
Yes.
But yeah, I recommend speedrunning this game. The PC version is like super accessible, but I actually really like the PS3 version as well. I find it really fun. I like the alternative strats that it has, and also it's on the console that I actually own and use for everything. So, you know, of course I shill for it. And shout out Infinite Rift as well for being the only other like PS3 runner. It's nice to compete against his times.
And if people wanted to find you, I know you said you're going to be away for a little bit, but once you're back, where can they find you at?
Well, okay, for the summer, because I'll do runs offline. The internet's not going to be good up there, but I'll post a link in the chat. That's my YouTube link, where you'll occasionally find like a Ratchet and Clank run or a Lego run or who knows. But once I'm back, you can find me at twitch.tv/thesagbean. The link probably got censored for some people. I don't know. It's my Twitch bio. You can find it there. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for running this game. It was I feel like the theme tonight has been like charming games. I had a really good time with it, and I love those little alligators. Chat, we'll be back, so please don't go anywhere, but do get up and stretch if you need to. But first, you can catch up on past Hotfix shows, special events, and GDQ marathons over on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hi. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with GDQ. Welcome back to As Seen on TV. We are getting ready for our last run of the night, which is going to be super exciting. I'll tell you why in a minute. But first, are you looking to get more involved with the GDQ community? If so, you can join the official Games Done Quick Discord and add the Hotfix role to stay in the loop on upcoming events, chat with staff, and more. Use !Discord in Twitch chat for an invite and more info. And also, I want to talk to you really, really quick about something really cool that's going on, which is the SGDQ Ambassadors. You can get ready for Summer Games Done Quick 2025 by checking out our SGDQ Ambassadors. All throughout the month of June, support Doctors Without Borders by joining each ambassador's community in the lead up to SGDQ. If you use SGDQ Ambassadors, !SGDQ Ambassadors, you can check out the full schedule. Well, that all being said, we have a first for As Seen on TV. We're doing a race tonight, which we have never done, and I'm very excited about. So without any further ado, let's get into our race of Blues Brother with Broby and DJ Bunyan. Go ahead and take it away.
Hello, everybody. My name is DJ Bunyan. This is my friend Broby. And this is Blues Brothers 2000 for the N64. So this is a game that has terrible reviews, but it is fun once you turn it into a speed run. So this is a game that I routed 7-8 years ago. It's been a long time. It's very broken, but they did a pretty good job of putting in collectibles that you cannot skip to progress throughout the game. The game is very fast-paced, so it's going to be kind of difficult to explain some of the tricks as we go. Things happen fast, and there's not a lot of downtime to explain things in between, but we'll do our best. Last thing I want to introduce before I pass over to Broby for a minute is the cam you are seeing is a commissioned piece that I had done by an artist named Goemon Sama, who he created this piece specifically for this speedrun. Of course, that's not a scene in the actual Blues Brothers movie, but he developed that piece for us, and now it is now on my wall. So that is what you're looking at. You're looking at my wall.
Hello, wall.
It's very sick. And hi, I'm Broby. I recently just got into this game, so it's been really fun. Or I got into this game about a year ago, and it's fun to just come back right here, right now for the race with Bunyan, who's been running this game for so many years. It's really a treat to have this happen right now. So I'm ready for it.
Right.
Go whenever you are.
Yes.
All right, I will give you a countdown then. I'll do 3, 2, 1, go, and then you can race to your heart's content. You ready?
Ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
There are different rooms throughout the jail as you try to escape the jail. I'll try to explain some things as we go, but there are some times where we have to focus, and it's hard to explain while doing some tricks here.
Definitely. So yeah, there's notes you gotta collect and a bunch of keys basically throughout the whole run. And that's the main objective. And in the first area, there's the prison. And you just have to get through all these rooms to the end, and then eventually all the doors will unlock. That's basically the first area.
Go through the air vents to collect stuff, but we are going to kill this guard through this door by baiting this inmate closer, and there we go, we got him. So that we can skip everything. So once you kill the guard, you can move on to the next room.
Yeah, a lot of clips or weird things happening in this game. I got my, I did it like really quickly, the first skip. Ah, shoot, yeah. It's a little wacky. And there's also a bunch of rhythm sections in this game that thankfully you don't have to do many. So there's a lot of ways to skip them.
So there's one here that we skip by not going into that room. And the developers, I think they forgot to make this button so you can't press it. It's an invisible button, you see, that we're still able to press it because for some reason the hitbox exists, but the button doesn't.
Yes.
So we are exiting this room in an unintended way. You're supposed to do the dancing to escape, but we're getting this guard to push us through. He walks over to see why the invisible button was pressed.
All right, and then there's this one section where you have to, I don't even know what this is, but there's a bit of RNG to it, but it's very simple. You just gotta press the same buttons really over and over until it works.
Yeah, this nurse is giving these, I guess, mental health patients their injections. So we are steering them by pressing backwards arrows.
A very fun minigame, for sure.
Not great RNG, that's okay. So what I'm going to be doing is throwing... Come on, go to her. Thank you. Some hats at her that will cause her to have a stun lock when she starts talking. So it's much easier to attack her afterwards. Because a lot of times she's kind of a pain. She'll cause you damage after the little game is done.
Oh yeah, and the best way to deal with like any enemy in the game is to ground pound at their feet, which is really weird, but the way that works is that like you're close to the like center of their hitbox, and the closer you are to their hitbox, the more damage you do. So it's really strong. Oh shit, nice.
This is just a simple matching game.
I just entered the last area.
Nice. Just leaving the matching.
And for this section, you're supposed to kill all of the guards, but we can just have them clip us through these walls very easily. It's very nice. Very simple.
So what crawling does is it changes your hitbox from like a vertical rectangle to a horizontal one. So when you get pressed, you get pressed a little bit more horizontally. So it lets you clip through some things a little bit easier.
Yeah, in this game, there's just so many weird moves that you can pull off, like, that don't really do much, but they are kind of neat. Like, just like a somersault, breakdancing, which is very important to the run. And there's throwing your hat, which Bunyan mentioned earlier. But a lot of it is just like not very useful, but it's definitely neat.
I think every move that you do, I use it in a run once, maybe. Like I use the hat there, and then I use it in at that one plant by the button.
Yes, yeah. The slide is very good too.
Yeah, the slide.
Did you talk
You
about?
have to use it to knock down that big guy, which you'll see Broby do it first. He's a little bit ahead.
Yeah, here's our first boss. Crazy. Did you mention like the animation cancels at all, or?
No, I did not.
Okay, so there's a lot of collectibles in this game, and if you touch it, there's a little dance animation that happens. But if you once you collect it, you can do like a break dance, and that will cancel. Oh my god. Sorry, I almost messed it up. You can do an action that will cancel the animation, and then if you jump out of that animation, you cancel that animation. There's just a bunch of animation canceling, which is very fun to do, just as much as you can. And now, the section I'm in, we're just collecting a bunch of other stuff to leave for the area. And we have all these guards just pushing us through the walls. It's very sick.
Gonna be taking damage here.
Oh, fuck. There you go. I goofed that, but it's all right. The backups. And then now we're just going to the last area of the prison, which is the first world out of 4. Oh, just gotta watch out for the lights. But getting hit by the lights teleports me back so I can get to the section I need to quicker. So that's very nice.
That was scary. So that guard didn't clip me, and I had 1 heart, so I had to reset him, but we got it to work.
Oh,
That was sketchy.
nice. All right.
Yeah, World 1 is the shortest world and the most linear.
All right, nice. Now on to Chicago, which might be
Fine.
the hardest for me, or just most inconsistent. It's definitely not the hardest, but I fumble a lot in places here.
Yeah, it's pretty confusing where you're supposed to go in what order. There's 2 entire sewer sections that we skip entirely.
Yes.
By jumping over the street with some tricks that we've found.
It's really been Bunyan who's like found everything for this game, like for so long, and it's crazy how no one's really ran this game as well, 'cause there's just so many weird things with this. It's very neat. There's so much to discover, it feels like still. Oh, do I know the backup here? Oh my god, I don't.
What you do is open these fire hydrants to go underground, or go underground first by cutting a wrench, then going through the sewer underground to open fire hydrants to then be able to cross to the other side of the street. Other side of the street meaning like the windows on the other side.
Oh wait,
But by doing big bounces, we can skip over the sewer and just jump all the way across the street.
so you need to hit the fire hydrants? I honestly forget that.
Yeah, the fire hydrants they shoot you up into the air a little bit so you can jump up to the next ledges.
Okay. I should have
But
known.
what we will be doing to exploit pretty much everything in this game is the ground pound.
Oh yeah.
So what the ground pound does is it cancels your fall animation, extends it a little bit more horizontal. So as you see, when you fall long distance, he'll fall regularly, and then partway through his fall, he will start to flail his arms around like he's falling out of control. And then once that happens, he falls much more vertically and kind of lose your horizontal momentum. But if you ground pound just before he starts to flail his arms, you'll continue going horizontal a little bit further, and he won't do that flailing arm thing. So you get a lot more distance by doing that.
Oh shoot, I'm right behind you now.
I'm hitting the stoplight just as a safety thing, but I'm going to try to skip it anyway.
Yes, this skip right here is just like a huge gamble. It doesn't really work out because it's like we don't even know how it works. It's just like a frame you can jump on this. Oh, I got it. Nice. It's very tight. Like it's just kind of feeling. Okay. Just like that.
Are we like tight now?
Pretty well, yeah. Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, that part is just basically random. In my PB, I spend like more than 20 seconds on that, which is more than I should be spending on that. It's not great.
So in these areas, we have to backtrack just to collect one music note, and we're going to take some intentional deaths that will respawn us. So whenever you die, it always will respawn you wherever you entered that room from.
Yeah. Which there are quite a bit of death warps and stuff like that, which is, yeah, you got to rat out your health, your lives a little bit.
Yeah, so for the sake of this run, I think we both will be collecting some extra one-ups that normally in actual attempts we would probably skip.
The last world definitely like is the hardest, I would say, like, or most brutal anyways, because there's just a lot of tight skips that like if you mess up, it's just kind of over. You have to wait like so long, so if you die during any of those, it's so brutal and you just won't have enough lives, so we're just kind of trying to save that as best we can, but it won't happen, surely. You know, we're perfectionists. We got this. You know,
we will try to show off every skip we have.
Yes. Right. I'm just trying to focus here.
About on that weird awning skip.
Oh really? Oh my god, I can't collect this.
I'm almost there. That part takes a lot of focus. So coming up after this next backtracking section, the alleyways, we're gonna try to skip over the entire road by doing this weird double awning bounce jump. So sometimes it doesn't quite work. It's very particular, kind of getting the angles right, but we'll see if we can get it.
Yes. This never really works out for me, but you know, maybe miracles can happen on the GDQ stream. You never know. Oh my god. She got me. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, we got it. You get it too?
Yes. First try.
Nice, you both got it.
I did fall down, so I think we're tied now. Or I fell down, like, not onto the street, but, you know.
I'm impressed we both got that skip. That's a pretty difficult one.
Yeah. Congrats. And now we just have this doggy push us into next area, which you need a lot of keys to get to the next areas, but like we just can skip through some of them, thankfully. And now we have like a really long cycle we have to wait through here, so it's very just chill.
It feels like a huge room where the developers intended to do more with it, and then they just didn't. So all you have to do is just wait and go to the end. There's so many cars and things happening, but you literally can't do anything except for just go to the end of the platform. I don't know why they made all these cars, and it's kind of weird.
You just gotta admire. Just gotta admire it, man.
Biggest open area in the whole game, and you can't do anything with it.
Oh my god. I keep hesitating on like the tight jumps now. I gotta lock in.
So in these rooftops, there are these air vents that suck you in, and I don't understand how they work completely. Sometimes they'll push you into the other one, sometimes they won't. If you hold the stick at a certain angle, you can skip some of them, but it's just really odd how they work.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I timed it, and like it just saves like not even half a second. So it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I usually get one jukebox there just in case, because if you fall down here, it can be a big problem.
Oh.
It sends you all the way back.
Yes. Ugh. Oh. And now we have our first rhythm minigame, which...
The first one that we cannot skip.
Yes. And it's very simple. You just gotta press the buttons, and then when it turns blue, Yeah, press the last button, which is the A button usually. And then you do that 3 times, and then you just kind of wait it out, and then you can just stop the minigame. This is like practice for the Battle of the Bands that will happen. But we're kind of...
It says round 1, it says we're missing stuff, but round 1's actually not required. All you have to do is learn the move phase, and then when he tries to dance off against you with round 1, you can just let him win, and then it's fine, you can just continue.
Oh yes, and there's also like downward slopes in this game, and they are horrible because if you try jumping down when you're going down the slope, you just cannot jump for the most part. So you have to like time your jumps perfectly, like stop in place, and it's really weird.
Yep, we both stopped and have to jump off of flat ground or while you're not moving.
Yeah, it's very awkward.
All right, now it's time for Willie. He throws his bottles at an incredibly fast rate. He should be in the MLB. If you play on emulator, he throws those bottles like at light speed.
Yeah, running this game or like playing this game on emulator just like does not work at all for the most part. It's very weird.
5 bottles. Okay. So what we have to do is find a safe spot up top, and then we have to throw our bottles at the headlights above him and hit him like, what is it, 8 with them? I think it's 8. And then after the last light is gone, then you have to throw a bottle at your friend who is hanging by a chain on top of Willie.
Yeah, I do not remember the names.
I don't know our friend's name, but I know this boss's name is Willie.
Yeah, that's something. I've never even watched any of the Blues Brothers movies, so I do not know.
I've watched the original, but I've not watched 2000.
Which is probably a good thing from what I've heard. It suits the game. It suits the game.
I want to, just for the sake of having done it, because
yeah,
we play this game. But the first one, I only watched it the first time kind of recently in the last maybe 2 years or so. It is something else.
It's a classic.
It is. It is. You need to do it. It's fantastic.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah.
And Willie is down.
Nice. And of course, after Chicago, you got to go to the graveyard. Of course, that's the next best place.
Yeah, the spooky graveyard.
It's very weird, but I love the harmonica here. It's so good.
This first area, where do I even begin to explain? So you have to press 3 switches in order: Earth, Wind, Fire. So green, blue, orange / red, whatever color it is. And then you have to fight this ghost head that appears, and then he'll give you a key. But we are going to skip a lot of the section because they want you to travel through certain rooms, collecting things and opening gates, and we're just going to click through a gate and
very nice.
Do a whole bunch of weird skips. So they want you to ride a platform up to the top to collect a music note, but we are going to use the ground pound to bypass having to do that and just collect the note in a big free fall.
This is maybe my favorite area in the game. It's very just stylish. In the run.
I'm getting stuck in the green area. There we go.
Go for a tight jump there. Just barely make it. Get that one note in the air. Whew. Oh, mama. And I'm just getting the fire button and making my way to the ghost that you could just stun lock and win.
Yes.
And again, I want to be in the middle of him as much as possible to get the most damage. And as soon as oh my god, I just did not press the button. That's so bad.
I'm gonna have to do this again. I missed the music note, but that's okay.
Okay, I got him. Whew. That could have been bad.
We'll just do it this way.
Now just to exit the level, we can just go back to the main area really quickly.
Okay.
Do I keep my... okay.
I don't really... I gotta do this again. Hold on.
Sorry, what went wrong? Sorry?
I missed the note in the air, so I have to kill myself and try it again.
I mean, if you do it normally, it's not too bad. If you know how to do that.
There we go. Okay.
Now I'm in the grotto. Just having a blast with my music. Oh, thank you for the good luck, PS. Gonna need it. Ugh.
All right. Well, we recovered.
Oh yeah, there's also, like, we've been going to each world to, like, you know, collect things, of course, in the collectathon. But we need all the instruments, so I just got the drum kit for one of my boys, my brothers. So now that I've done that, I'm out of here. Got what I needed.
For the grotto. So I don't know how Broby did it, but here, this is where I also throw my hat. Stun with this plant while you press the switch.
Ooh.
So it doesn't mess with you while you're trying to lower the water level. I don't really care if he eats you while the water is lowering. You have to wait for it to lower anyway.
That's usually what I go for. Just let him have it.
Oh, the hat throw?
Or no, I just jump for it and hope that he doesn't, you know.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's not too bad. All right, now I'm entering the cathedral. Everyone's favorite part. This is like it kind of changes up the gameplay a little bit, but for the most part, hopefully I can hop on this torch. Oh my god, and it's not working. Oh, okay, I had 1 life left, but just made it. That skips a little bit, and
it can be a pain. I only have 2 lives left, so hopefully it doesn't mess with me.
Oh geez. Oh wow. I guess I collected a lot more lives than I should have.
I had to take 2 extra when I failed the music note. Or I died twice. I had to kill myself to get back to the top of the screen.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I got 5 lives right now. And I also took a accidental death at the start of Chicago.
Gotcha. So one good thing about this game, it seems to know what you need. So if you only have 1 life left, it's pretty lenient on giving you another one when you kill an enemy. Usually. Sometimes it just does not work out. But now that I'm done that area, I'm entering the Crash Bandicoot section. I don't know really any other way to describe this. That really helps.
Is the cathedral working out for you? Oh shit.
Yeah, it did.
Phew.
Nice.
Yeah, that part is.
Oh, never mind.
Pain.
Okay.
Oh no.
World. I got the. Well, you know what? I think we can go up the other way now. We don't have to go backwards. We can just take the platforms up because I already got the music note. So as I was jumping across, the ghost like knocked me down. But we'll just go up the intended platforms.
Oh, yeah, there's more downward slopes, so I gotta chill for a second and just time my jump. Yeah, this part is like with the swingings, it's all like 1-hit kills, and there's a bunch of. Sorry.
All right, we're gonna do it. I have to do key skip.
What? Oh my god.
I have to do it because I don't have the key.
Oh, buddy.
That's okay. We can show off the key skip.
Can you do that?
I can do it.
Okay, I believe in you.
It might take some time, but we should be able to do it.
Go crazy. Yeah, the key skip he's trying to do is like the most specific tight thing I've ever seen in this game, maybe. It's very weird, as a lot of things are, like I've said.
Yeah, it might take me a minute, but we'll see.
Oof. All right, got all the notes.
Might have to go for it, but we're here, so.
Here to represent. Okay.
Please don't be here for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, focus, please. One. And I wanted to say that this game has like the most cartoony, stupid sound effects ever, but I love that. It's really good. And there's just boings and bongos and instruments just going crazy. That's all I could ever ask for. Sound design is something else.
Nailed it. Okay, we're in.
Oh, you got. Oh my god.
We're in.
You win at life, dude. Congrats. That's crazy. I've tested that.
It took me, I don't know how long that was, 30 seconds or a minute maybe, but yeah.
Not too shabby. Like I've tried doing that a couple times, and it takes me forever to just even get a chance. So nice. You still got it. That's crazy.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time messing with that after I discovered it. I was like, I'm gonna do this for a long time and get it consistent, and then we realized that it's not. But
I just screwed up the tree fight. So, yay. Okay. For the tree fight, you're supposed to, you know, what do you even do here? You have to get him to go knock down these huge apples that just, I don't know why they're so huge, but you collect them and then you just gotta throw them at the tree, and that's just the fight. And it takes quite a long time. It's very easy, but I tried to make it a lot more tighter, and it didn't really work out. I'm a fool. But yeah, hopefully it's fine. We're all good.
I'm being extra careful here to not take any deaths because I only have 2 lives left, so I want to be able to try to go for everything we need to in World Forward.
Yeah, is there anything that you're not going for? You know?
I might skip the second of the barrels.
Yeah.
Just to be safe.
I'm probably gonna have to do that too.
I'll probably go for the spiders once. We'll see. I don't remember if there's any extra lives between here and there to collect.
Oh damn.
Also, if you fall in the waterfall, then you also lose a life, and I don't want that to happen. So.
Yeah, that would not be good. So yeah, I gotta do this 2 more times. It's a very long process, but it's just so exciting.
Going well. Run's going well to where you're definitely going to finish and everything, then I'll go for all the stuff. If I need to complete the run, then I'll be safe and complete the run.
We just got to bring it home. That's all about.
Oh, I got eaten by a piranha. That's fine.
A damage?
It just takes a long time to get you out, but it only takes 1 health away.
It's a damage boost. I see you. Oh my god. He got super close. If he's close enough here, he can just whack me across. So that could have been bad as well.
I'm starting the tree fight.
All right, got them all. All right.
Yeah, this is a long, kind of boring fight. They should have done more with it, but it is what it is.
Even if you try to get up to this part early, that you need to like create the platforms for, it's not available or triggered. So.
No,
yeah,
I messed around with cheats and everything to see what happens if you get to the top without the fight being over, and you can't start the dancing mini game without the fight being over anyway.
Mm-hmm. It is a sad truth.
So you have to do it.
So yeah, here's our last band member. I forget who this is. It's like a little kid.
Call it Dolphin.
That's him. That's him, all right. I like to think so anyways. But yeah, that's the crew. We got it all together. And of course, the finale takes place in the swamp. That's where the Battle of the Bands takes place. So we got to get to it. And we still got another instrument to collect as well. The weird thing about this area, though, is that we have to collect money, which we have not been doing at all, which the money is just, if you get 100, you get an extra life, and you don't really do that at all anywhere else. But here we have to collect 10 to start a mini game that is kind of lame, but it's all good.
Yeah. And you get to show off the Superman thing, which I don't know why in the rest of the game it's not useful for anything, but
yeah,
we use it once there. It's like an invincibility thing, but it's so rare to find it.
Yeah, it's in the weird spots. I think it's in one other spot in the game, and it's in like just a grass field where nothing else is happening. Oh my god, I missed it.
Yeah, it's in World 3, just in like the hub area.
Great game. A lot of potential. And yeah, I noticed that someone else.
Yeah, it's great. it feels like a lot of potential in this game. It could have been great, and then they rushed it out and maybe finished it when it wasn't really finished yet.
Yep. Just like Titus's other game, Hercules, which I think is even worse from what I've heard. So, great stuff, team. I definitely want to give that game a try.
I've explored with infinite jump glitches and everything. There are a lot of really unused areas. There's two huge ones in World 4. I don't know if you'll be able to see them from the route that we'll be on, but they're there as entire rooms and stuff with nothing in it.
Okay, I made the barrel jump, which is just a long cycle that you have to wait for, and if you miss it, you lose a life, obviously, and you gotta wait for the whole cycle again. So I'm happy that did not fail.
Good luck on Spider.
Thank you. Yeah, upcoming is like one of the a really, really tight jump at the very end of this world, and it's very brutal. So that's why we got the lives, just in case.
For the first couple years of running this game, I didn't know that it was possible. I always wanted to get over that gap, but the intended way is you have to go through a different corridor and fight a spider who opens a platform for you and everything. But after discovering how broken the ground pound is, I one day managed to get over that gap out using the spider platform and could not believe that was possible.
Yeah, some of the things you found in this game are just unbelievable. Oh yeah, I went for the barrel, every other barrel strat afterwards. It just felt right and it worked out, so whew.
Oh, you went for both barrels?
Yeah.
Nice. The second one is tricky because you have to do it as you're canceling a music note grab.
Alright, yeah, now I'm Superman. This isn't even a thing at all. I don't know why this is like a power-up or anything, but it helped me knock down a beehive. Insane. So now I'm entering this next section that you need the money for. And I don't know, it's something. It's something, for sure.
Is it possible to knock down the beehive without the Superman thing?
I think I tried and just, nothing. So yeah, there's a timer for this. I gotta give these frogs some bugs and give it to every single one of them before the timer goes out. I've also got a limited supply of these guys, and every time you shoot them, they go, so that's very fun. Oh my god,
I want to show off the frog noise at the end of the game if I get there.
Yes, please.
Oh my gosh, it is something.
Okay. Making my way. Yo, Aku, thank you.
First barrel jump, good. Second one, I think I'm going to wait because I only have 2 lives left, and that's going to make things sketchy if I somehow fail and have to wait. So first, we'll just wait it.
Yeah, I think that's the call. Another cycle I have to wait for here. Love these, so I'm just going to kill a spider.
It's not as long. So the first cycle here, if I would have waited on the first one, you have to wait much longer. Where the second one is not quite as long.
All right, going up. Oh. Made that so tight for no reason. All right, now I'm entering like the spider cave.
Gosh, okay. Oh, good.
What happened? Oh no!
I went straight to the water. I don't know.
Oh, buddy, turn on the cheats.
That'd be great if I get extra life here.
Wow.
I think I'm gonna just reset this area until I get next.
That makes sense. Please do. I did make a save. If anything did happen for me, did you do that? I remember you telling me to do that. So.
I don't think I did.
Okay. Wow.
All right, there's an extra life.
So yeah, I'm in. Oh my god, did I miss it? Is that the spot? I'm gonna double check. I still haven't grabbed the last instrument. Forgot where that was for a second. I was blanking out. I'm just enjoying the spider rave cave going on. It's a maze, but you just kind of go forward. But yeah, back there I was supposed to go kill the spider and do all this fighting, but you know, we're gonna let the spider live, hopefully.
You know what? Can I stay on this second barrel? It takes me all the way to the dock, doesn't it?
Oh, I think so. I think you're good. So yeah, here is the way to skip this entire section. Oh, first try, baby. Oh my god. We're moving.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah. 5 lives
nice.
for what? Oh, nothing. We're good.
God gamers. But after all these years, Broby came in and got the world record, which is great. He was able to show all the strats in a much more efficient way.
Yeah, this game is like really neat. It just still kind of blows me away because like it's just a fun like platform. Everyone loves like Banjo-Kazooie, Mario 64, all that stuff. And like, I mean, this isn't great, but it sure is like charming in its own way. I
absolutely love games like this, so this is really, really fun to watch. Because like I feel like I say this a lot. I kind of want to play this now, and I never would have known about it. So
Definitely do.
it's so it's charming. It's really cute.
It sure is something. Yeah.
I love collecting the little notes. I love this.
I mean, the style is like not the greatest, but I love Elwood's model. He's very good.
So do I. All right, I'm Superman Elwood. Let's go.
Yeah, this is peak, exactly. I have these speed shoes I don't think we talked about earlier, but this is very important because there is like a Crash Bandicoot chasing section here with like, you know, like how the boulders go. But it's like a giant, what is it? Like farmer guy? He chases you, but...
we call him a hillbilly.
Hillbilly, there you go. Yeah, he chases you, but if we have the speed shoes, we can just barely jump over his trigger, so the camera doesn't change its angle. It's supposed to be like, you know, how it is in Crash Bandicoot for the chase sections, but...
Over his trigger.
Yeah, we just jump over it, and it's very just chilled. We don't have to worry about, you know, any of that. So...
And on emulator, if you try to play the game on emulator, it's impossible because the most objects move way too fast for whatever reason, and especially that hillbilly, he immediately catches you, so you can't pass him.
Yeah, like the whole emulator like thing for this game, like everything is just broken with like the speed of enemies. So, but thankfully, yes.
Boulders at the very end are flying. But yeah, in all the strats that we use, we can pass by all those emulator issues, but yeah, it's still a problem.
Yeah, so we recommend playing on console, as always.
Yes. Okay, we're going up.
All right, so this is the not last section, but basically the last section of the swamp, and we can mostly just skip everything, but there is like a fall distance that you make, and you will die if you're too far. So I'm just letting the camera catch up to me so I don't die, just taking it safe. All right, there's the exit, and now it just up Spiral Mountain. Oh my god, I almost just went in the water.
Well, you got the spider, so while I am going much further or slower behind, I'll probably just show the intended way.
Okay.
Yeah. Way to show it off.
Show him his boss. All right.
Oh, you remember how to do it. It's kind of fun because you're supposed to have a key to open a door there, but I don't need the key because the game is broken anyway.
Wait, you don't need the key?
No, I don't need the key. You can just walk through the door without it.
I did not know that. What?
Yeah, I'll do it. So the old route when I first routed this game 8 years ago was we had to walk all the way here and collect the instrument, and then backtrack to just walk through that door. So that's what we're going to do. There is a key over right by where that big jump was that Broby made first try, which is awesome that he did that.
Thanks.
But instead of getting that key, I'm just going to go backwards to the door and just go through the crack.
Wow. Oh shit! I went to go look at your screen during the rhythm section. Whoops. So yeah, this is the battle of the bands right here, basically. The tryouts or something, I don't know. So I'm just fighting this random guy. And for my first playthrough of this game, I did not know how the rhythm section worked. Like, it goes blue, and that's when you're supposed to press the last input. But I would time it every input as soon as it turned blue for some reason. I thought that was the whole game, and I beat it that way, and it was like the hardest thing in the world. I'm like, wow, this game is really hard. But after watching runs, like, wait, I'm stupid. Never mind. So don't be dumb like me.
We're out of the spider den. We're into this. This is like my favorite section of the game. These speed shoes, getting both these notes. It's really fun.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, I like the ghost area, or like where you fight the ghost. Anyways, that part's good for me. But yeah, this is the last round, and then it's time. So as soon as it says you win and fades to black, then that's time. I've messed up so many of these. My mind's not on it. But there you go, win, and as soon as it fades to black, that's time. And time.
GG.
Thank you. You've beat my best. You've won the contest. Nice. You may play for me. So here it is. It's weird because like you gathered all your bandmates for the Battle of the Bands, but you just get like the hillbilly, a skeleton, this other guy.
Yeah, we're all your friends you just collected.
I know.
You saved all these friends and then you didn't invite them to the Battle of the Band.
What the heck?
They must have not known the Battle of the Band was taking place in a swamp through a graveyard. They might actually be waiting in an actual concert hall or something.
You know, that makes actual sense. There you go. Wow. Thank you for the GGs. Just gotta enjoy the music. And that's that. There's no credits or anything. You just get a cutscene.
Nope. But you know what's weird? If you start a new game, you start with like extra lives, or it doesn't even start fresh.
Oh, really? Yeah.
See up here on the left on my screen, you can see there's an unused area up there. There's an enemy up there, but you can't go up there. There's no way.
Yeah, the brother part, it's just gone. They're just Blue's brother. It's a game. This surely did come out and get released. I feel bad for...
Blue's brother is wild.
Blue's Brother 1? Yeah, like, I can't imagine growing up with this game. It's so short, it's such a mess, but it is, yeah, like I've said so many times, it's something. It's very neat.
It was a blockbuster game originally.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. There's only about... how many runners does this game have? I think 2 other runners, right?
You mean like actually on the board, or just like active people in general?
I mean, I don't think there's anyone active. So,
so a bunch of people have here. Well, since I'm already here, I'm gonna see if I can go find this frog because I want to show off this noise.
Okay. Do you know what time the time was? The end time?
Okay. Here we go.
41:30.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. He croaked for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know if the estimate was. What was the estimate?
We had it 41.
It was too short. Yeah.
Whoops. Sorry about that.
Oh gosh, you have plenty of time. You are so fine.
Okay. Good to hear.
All right. Spiral Mountain. The Battle of the Bands up here.
Bring it home. Do a good rhythm section for me. I was not doing it well.
Did you miss a note?
No, I finished.
Did you miss a note like as part of the, or you got it?
Like I was, the rhythm game, I was just, not fully, I wasn't doing it good.
Gotcha.
But you might just be the expert here. I forget what controller you use.
I'm on a regular controller.
Okay. Because the controller I use has the smallest D-pad in the world, so.
You on a Ori?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Not great. Yeah, there's still a lot of improvement to be made for this game's run, because I mess up a lot here, which is very easy. Like, this is so easy, but I'm just not good.
It's the only rhythm or part of rhythm game that actually you have to like focus on.
Yeah.
Very anticlimactic final boss. This rhythm game.
It's very, yeah. I also do want to shout out another N64 platformer that I don't think gets a lot of love is Rocket Robot on Wheels. I gotta shout that game every time. Very good, very good.
Next round.
Is it better than the Blues Brothers 2000 movie? I could not tell you.
This game?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a really good movie and a fantastic speed game.
Well, like the 2000 movie?
Oh, that movie I haven't
Sequel.
watched.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out one day.
Those brilliant dance moves, stomping around. And then, as soon as we fade out, that'll be time.
Congrats,
GG.
GG. You get to see the show all over again. Got two tickets. Let's go.
After Battle of Bands, it's really the dialogue. The queen there, after the Battle of Bands, she said, "Congratulations, now you might play for me." It's like, what did I just do? I wasn't playing.
I guess that was just the tryouts. Just some random guy.
Yeah. Congratulations, playing your music. Now you may play your music.
Yeah,
And she's playing in the band too. What the heck?
Wow, what an honor.
Well, thank you all for having us. It was a blast.
Yeah.
We're having
joining.
it's so much fun showing the game off.
I never would have expected this game to be in a marathon, so thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I got very excited when I saw it because it seemed like it would be really fun, and guess what? It was.
Hooray.
So, for both of you, if you have any shout-outs, please feel free.
Bunny?
Definitely Goemon Sama, who created the art piece that you're seeing on my wall. And I think that's pretty much it. I mean, no one else has really helped with this game. There's a couple people here and there, but it's a very small community. It's been, the last year, it's been me and my Bree and Broby. A couple other people have kind of messed around, but no one's really done streams. A very small community, and anyone who plays the game does really appreciate it. I've had some friends who've had some casual races with me over the years. But yeah, if anyone else was enticed by this, please join us.
Please. It would be amazing. I also want to give a shout out to Hector, who learned this game recently, but never finished a run, so I'm just waiting for that one day. Hector Drinks, buddy, you gotta get in on this. It's good. Trust me.
I did key skip just for you, Hector.
Aww. Oh my god, I forgot about that. You're godlike. Nice.
Well, thank you, everybody. I guess that's it for us.
Yeah, thank you both so much. What was that?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's it.
Well, chat, don't go anywhere, because just because As Seen on TV is over doesn't mean Hotfix is over for the night, and there are more speedruns coming up. So